Was it galling to 47 shots, a lot of good chances, and ended up losing the game?
It's hard. I thought we played good again. We did a lot of good things. We took too many penalties. That's the one thing against a team that's got a lot of skill. But they got a deadly power play, and the 2 power play goals were a big difference in the game, especially the first one. It got them back into the game, and it gave them a little momentum for about 5 minutes. But when you get 47 shots, you're doing a lot of good things.
Well, that power play goal that you were up 2-0 and they score. I mean, was it a point ahead of the game not to get into that box? We
talked about it. We talked about it after the first period. We want to be a physical team. We want to play with emotion. It's a fine line between playing with emotion and crossing the line. I thought we took a couple penalties, maybe retaliatory penalties that are uncharacteristic of us, and that's going to happen when you're playing with emotion. But when you're playing really high-skilled teams, you give teams 6-7 power plays, they're going to score 1 or 2 goals.
Geez, they scored twice in 54 seconds. That happened twice. Is there any explanation for that?
I thought they got a little momentum on the first power play goal after their timeout for a couple minutes. We had obviously started the second period real strong, had them hemmed in their zone, and then we got it back though. Going into the third, it's 3-3, and then they get the 2 quick goals, and all of a sudden we're chasing again. And but I give our guys credit. They battled right to the end. We had some good chances. The puck's just not going in the way you want it.
The score really isn't indicative of the way the team played today. As you said,
it's a 1-goal.
It was a shootout, pretty much.
Yeah, it was. There was a lot of shots each way. You're expecting a team like them to score some goals. We had a couple breakdowns on a couple of their goals, and when you got high-end players, they're going to put the puck in the back of the net.
You have 25 games left, and you're falling behind in the playoff race here. What's the approach? What do you say, or is it just game by game?
You can't sit there and start counting how many wins. I think it's way too early for that, and the stretch gets too far. We just have to. We got a game tomorrow against Albany. We played a good game today. We didn't get the win. But we can't accept it. We've got to come back and put our work boots on and be ready to play a real good team in Albany.
Mike Zaleski, day-to-day. Yep. Lower body, upper body.
Is it good that you're playing early tomorrow? It's the next day.
It's a tough turnaround. 1 o'clock's a little bit early, but that's the way it is. I don't overthink the schedule.
You expect as much as a physical game as this was. 2 teams that don't play each other a whole lot, and got physical there first 2 periods, and maybe not as much as the third. But
we want to be physical every game. It doesn't matter who you're playing. If you play them once a year, 10 times a year, we want to be that kind of team.
Alex, pretty tough to get off 47 shots, season high, lots and lots of chances, and still end up losing the game.
Yeah, obviously it's hard for us. Especially with this year, how everything's been going, all the bounces that we're not getting, and all the, this is mostly a 1-goal game, and it doesn't end up being a 7-5 or 7-4 game, And we had a lot of those throughout the year, and now, like you said, having 48 shots, 47, whatever it was, they scored 2 goals where they hit a stick and then goes off Valky and then goes in, and those are bounces that we're not getting right now, and it hurt us big, and it's a tough one to lose tonight.
They had a couple power play goals there. Was it imperative to stay out of the box? They're 4th or 5th in the league in power plays, and they got a lot. They got a lot of guys who can score.
Yeah, we saw it today. They have a really good power play. They have guys that are there basically for their power play and score goals on there, and it's hard sometimes to stay out of the box, and we can't give them that many chances either. With a good team, they're up there in the standings for a reason, and that's a big part of it.
Got pretty emotional out there at first and second period. A little extra stuff here and there. That lead to that help put you guys in the box? You're a little more emotional than most of the games recently, or not so?
I don't think so.
No?
They scored those 2 quick goals there in the second tie at 2, I believe, 2 or 3. And then again later too. I guess does that kind of take the wind out of your sails a little bit at all?
I mean, it's hockey, right? Anything happens. It happened quick, obviously. It kind of turned us around. But even when it was 2-2, I mean, we came out strong the next shifts after, and we were in their zone for however it was. And then they got those 2 bounces, and obviously it's a hard deficit to come back, especially against a team like that, which is in the top standings, like I said, for a reason. So,
How about preparing for tomorrow? Real early game. How tough is that on you personally, on the guys in general, to play? Well, I mean, it's an afternoon game, but still, it's pretty quick.
after a loss like this, you're just excited to go back. You want to get back on track, want to get the win, and that's where your mind needs to be.